That's what they all say.
A little cummy, goey.
I didn't like that.
You weren't meant to.
Can you say problematic?
Paul.
Ah, yes.
Hey, we got a bug out for a photo tonight, huh?
Ah. Well, I'm gonna change that thumbnail right now.
Come on, man. As like all of the pictures of this goddamn knife that I sent you, and you couldn't pick one of the like
I
over
did.
half a
It
dozen.
Clearly didn't take.
There's been ghosts in the machine.
Like
going on,
everything
Justin?
else. So
What up?
Bit.
Hey, man. It's on brand.
Justin, glad you could join us. Good times had by all.
Justin's at a barbecue, so he's leaving us now. Have fun. Eat many a pork item.
Or beef.
Yeah, but
Or both.
maybe even chicken.
Maybe.
Do the whole barnyard.
Stanson 357.
And Ben,
Good to see you. Good to see you. Ben as well.
I wasn't sure if you were avoiding him or not.
Getting the gentleman out of the way first.
There you go.
Oof.
Well, he was talking to me and Joe, and I'm sure he'll address you in a minute.
I'm sure I'll be addressed. It's Hey Ben, how's it going, brother? Yeah.
Thumbnail should actually make sense now. Sorry about that.
We were talking about Justin and his HOTAS last week. He has apparently bought one, so that's neat.
Good times. Good times.
Hey, Mr. Fisk. What
Hello,
up?
hello.
I prefer cheese dome if you're gonna do it.
Maybe a lobster knob.
And in Paul's case, lobster knob. Yeah, exactly. That's so what are y'all carrying in the comments as well as all y'all?
Indeed. Brian Mooney. Yo. What up?
Woo, as always, a good woo to start the stream. Yeah, it's
I'm picturing it like very Ric Flair-esque. Is that accurate?
probably, I don't know. It's better than a bad woo. No one wants a sad woo. It's woo.
Yeah, pretty much.
Joe, you should go first. What are you carrying?
It should come as a surprise to nobody that I ended up buying a Stickler for myself.
Oh, snap.
There you go.
I made him show and tell it right off the bat.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. It's apparently the lowest surprise tonight, so that's okay. No,
I'm
I've
not surprised you bought it.
well, God, I mean, I've been drooling over the custom for as long as I've been aware of it, so kind of. Oh, I don't know. It's not like I've bought the same sort of knife style like at least 4 other times. Long, thin, slender blades that take a nice clean edge. Yeah, gee, I wonder if I'd be interested in that.
I mean, at this point, you can just mail your paychecks directly to J Park, eh?
Okay, so I don't have a CEO yet, but I would like to get a nice version of a CEO at some point.
CEO is a Rogers, though.
Yeah, that's right. Jeff Parks. Yes.
Interject with the Dick Richards as well as CPM. Hello, what are you guys carrying as well?
Indeed.
The combo large 21. Is it Tanto flavored?
Flavored, huh?
Yes. I mean, Tanto flavors are okay sometimes, right? So
yeah,
well,
they can be.
Well, I mean, sometimes they're not, but it's
other times they are just abominations. But
Al,
gotta love them regardless.
Why you got to be bringing Buck into the mix, man? I tell you.
Because I like to cry every now and again.
Well, you did buy a Stickler, so it's yeah.
Hey. enjoy it. At least so far. I mean, I'll get back to you in a couple of weeks. We'll see. We'll see what happens. If any parts inexplicably fail. I will say though, I've been so impressed with the spring assist on the M16 that that is my lowest concern with this thing. That's not what I'm worried about on this thing. Anyway, so you guys have been pretty secretive. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Oh,
Because I don't think Paul sees this one coming either. So
That's what not.
the best part about it is I went to a golf tournament here yesterday, and for those of you who don't know, me and a bunch of buddies have created a backyard golf course called the Buddha Glen. We have the Buddha Invitational every year, as well as the Buddha Masters that they hand away jackets. This is the 24th year of us doing this silly bullshit. And I am notorious for winning the car. Now, the car being a scale model car, and a hole-in-one car is what you actually get it for. So again, because it's a smaller backyard course, there's nothing more than about 30 yards you're shooting at. Yeah, I think I'm up to about 5 hole-in-one cars. Well, make it 6. I won the hole-in-one car again this year. So
Very
yeah,
nice.
Congratulations.
With that, I also displayed a bit of a surprise for you both. So Joe can throw that picture up.
Okay. Yeah, just looking at it now. There we
And
go.
he didn't throw up the picture of the golf course because I threw a picture of that in just to show that off.
I wasn't looking in the file folder. Didn't even want to get a hint.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So we do also.
That's funny.
Very nice.
So
But I tracked down an old Ripple.
Yeah.
I think I know where you got that.
I think I might know where you got that.
And yeah, it's the Akuto steel with this bad
Nice.
boy.
Very nice.
It's a CRKT kind of day, huh?
Evidently.
Little nod to the CRKTs. So every once in a while, they
What's
make
the
a
car?
knife.
What is it? Is it a vet?
What is the car? Give me a second. It is.
It's a good looking Ripple. It really is.
I want you to
It's
know too. I
the
passed
only
on
Ripple
that
to
with
buy.
the intention that you would then pick it up.
An S01.
Okay.
I don't even know what it is. It doesn't say on the box, and it has no markings on it because then they could get sued. So anyway, either way,
That's fair.
I won a new car. And then I also got a new knife. Yeah, it's got nothing. It's got nothing on this.
Good shit.
You know, it happens.
It
It kind of looks like a Corvette to me, but also kind of like what was that fucking Cadillac? Is it the SVT? Something like that?
CTS.
CT maybe?
It's not quite a CTS.
No, but it's kind of got that vibe about it.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, good times. Good times.
On that note, I also procured an object from said individual. I'm pretty sure it's the same fella.
Don't you worry about it.
And Dennis is right that I'm a little bit surprised because I got myself a rescue Dalara.
You did.
Because I didn't have anything in a fully serrated edge. And this seemed like a good option. And the ball lock's a hell of a lot of fun when it works.
It works. Absolutely.
Speaking of, it's working again.
Very nice. Very nice.
Good
And
stuff.
Fisk shouted out that it might be a Saline S1. I did just look that up. It looks like it has parts of a Saline S1 on it.
There you go.
It's close. Hood's not right on that one, but yeah, it's depending on the year, I guess. But yeah, I'm scrolling through some and I'm like, it might be. It might be a Saline S1.
Maybe it's
so,
based on so they don't get sued.
roughly. So anyway, either way, not to take away from your weird new Spyderco.
Yeah. It
So-
is a weird new Spyderco.
It is. It's
Yeah.
very weird.
We're gonna dabble into the other secrets here throughout the episode, so we'll just leave it at that for now.
Absolutely. We'll give
yeah,
you
yeah.
some information. But I will say one thing, Joe.
All right.
At the end of last stream, we talked about the paramilitary, it being the C-81,
Yes, we did. We sure did.
and the Dodo being the C-80. It was very weird and kind of serendipitous. But the Dalara is the C-82.
That's good shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
own you own a PM2 as well, don't you?
I sure do. Yeah.
That's funny.
So other super humorous thing about that. Look at styling of those three knives. Like the Dodo, and they were like, "Oh, this shit's crazy. We got to do something else." And then they came out with the PM2, and it was like became iconic Spyderco looking whatever most popular knife.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "We want to go old school, but not crazy ass old school. We just want to go like
A little old school.
the rescue-y kind of old school type of yeah." So
I'm going to say one thing, and I'm not going to actually get into any of the history, but one thing. I want this to replace the Mannix.
meh,
Up there.
meh.
No, I agree.
I disagree. But
Really?
and yeah,
All right.
Dick Richards, yeah, working on the wall in the back.
Put
So,
the Mannix blade in it. Like, put the leaf-shaped blade, but this handle is better than the Mannix.
They did some funky contouring stuff. I don't have it here. It's at my parents' place, but I want to say it was the Native 3 had that kind of contouring and that same sort of volcano pattern. It was cool. I like those old handles.
Yeah.
The old pocket clips were whack, but the handles are alright.
yeah,
Some of our
because
pocket-
the new pocket clips are so much better.
Not
Yeah.
sorry, the screw specifically. Is
Oh,
what I was
okay.
referring to. Yeah.
I'm a righty. I'll never have to worry about it, hopefully.
It should be good. There's enough red Loctite in there. You don't have to ever worry about it.
Yeah, that's old school. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Well, those are some pretty funky surprises, guys. Jeez.
Yeah, man.
It had been so long, I wasn't sure if you were ever going to pick that that CRKT up, Dennis.
Yeah.
I'm
I
happy
don't
it
even
happened.
remember. I don't even remember what that one got comboed into.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the combo. Oh, with the little Persian. That cyclotron there was showing
that's
off
right.
last week. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very nice.
So
Well
so
then,
Stickler to say.
the main
Stickler.
event. Yeah.
We showed up 5 minutes late, but we still have to have that 7:30 start time of normally 15 minutes of bullshit. Skim that down to 11 minutes this time around.
Hey, you're welcome.
If it's what? Nah.
11 minutes efficiency.
That's okay. Don't you fucking worry about it, all right? Yeah, let's take a look at this sexy piece of work. It's blue.
It's mighty blue.
It's got some blue on it.
A little bit here and there. Let's get the basic specs out of the way. Let's do that first. And by basic specs, I mean I'm just gonna hold it up to another Jeff Park design that I really like.
You know, I took comparison pictures. This guy, this
I meant to
goddamn asshole.
I meant to
You know.
bring this today to get comparison pictures, but as soon as I got this, I forgot it. As soon as I got it in hand, I'm like, oh, this is coming anyway.
So for anyone who gives a shit about actual numbers, 3.4 inch blade, 3.38, 8-inch overall, 2.4 ounce.
That was the that was
That's
the one measurement I looked at today. I'm like, yeah, I want to remember that because it's light, very
I think
lightweight.
we should also mention 12C Sandvik.
Yes, which I am
Yeah.
happy to see. Very similar to AEBL.
You're happy to see Sandvik?
I'm always
I'm
12C Sandvik.
happy to 12C. 27.
I'm leaving.
Good.
Well, he wasn't allowed to 14C for a long time. Kershaw had rights to it, so
This is true. Speaking of comparison pictures,
No.
there's another. There's another skinny boy design being done by CRKT right now. The stupid popular CEO flipper.
So here's something of note when it comes to the comparison on those two. The blade length on the CEO flipper is 3.35, 3.38 on the Stickler. So like hundredths.
Yeah,
So
very
the same.
similar.
The same, yeah.
Blade thickness as well. I was kind of interested to see. This is it's just over 2.5 mils. 0.10. Is it 0.11 inches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2.67.
So she's slicey. She's thin at least. Yeah.
So in comparison, CEO flipper 0.09, 2.2 mil.
Yeah.
2.29, sorry. So yeah. Flipper, yeah, or the CEO is a little bit slicier, but again with a thinner blade, their grinds are probably almost identical.
Well, slightly
Pretty close,
wider
yeah.
blade too. On the
That's what I mean. Yeah. So even though stock thickness on the Stickler is a hint more,
they probably come down similar behind the edge.
yeah,
Different
probably.
I don't actually have. Oh, that's weird. I wonder where my calipers went. It is a little thicker behind the edge than I would have suspected. So, and I noticed even when cutting through paper, and I tore down a box when I got home. It definitely wedges material a little bit more than you might think. But given that it's 12C Sandvik, you could reprofile this down to like a 17-degree edge, and it would handle it fine. At least so says my experience with 12C on Rook's little slip joint, which is already pretty thin. I'm trying to remember what knife I had today that I looked at and was like, wow, yeah, that's actually thinner. Anyway, not as important.
North maybe?
Yeah, it might have been the North Arm actually. Yeah, no, that actually does sound about right because it's the same stock thickness.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I was looking at it like, well, it's a much wider blade with a full flat, so. Did we mention this guy spring assist? I think I mentioned this guy with spring assist.
No, we didn't talk
I don't
about.
think we did.
Oh, you compared it with the M16, but we didn't actually
Yeah.
specify. Yeah, it is spring assist as well with IKBS, the new fancy caged kind, not the spray everywhere kind like back in the day.
Open this thing up in a Ziploc bag. Yeah.
Yes.
God awful.
You know the scene in the like any sort of alien laboratory where they've just got the rubber gloves inside the side. It's
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
Kind of bad.
It do be like that.
Yeah. Deep carry pocket clip?
Yeah, right hand only, sons of bitches.
Yeah, they were kind of shitty about that. I was hoping they were going to do like a plate, the same sort of color, and then, but they. Womp
I
womp.
do like seeing the color on the clip though. That blue's nice on the clip.
It's reminiscent of a lot of Root clips and the same sort of ammo they had on the Ritual, I want to say.
Yep.
So you guys are just going to lead right up into my first gripe with this goddamn thing.
Just
Yeah.
jump right into it.
And Rook does it. Benchmade does it. Kaiser does it. I don't know who else. There's probably a shit ton of other companies that do it. But if you're going to put a blue clip on something and make it a stainless steel clip, I realize anodizing might be a different color, but no one's got it right yet. No one has been the blue on the handle and the blue on the clip
So
has always been.
would you like to hear
It's
a
a little
reason
off.
for that? Would you like to hear a reason?
Yeah, you could tell me a reason, Joe, but really what I'm getting at is do better. Or don't do it at all. Come on, man.
So-
like something.
The handles are aluminum, right?
Yeah.
So
I understand all the.
You dye aluminum with actual dye, and that's how it gets its color. The material that's on the pocket clip is, I believe it's a powdered titanium, but like a titanium nitrile mixture. That becomes electrically ionized. So you're never going to get quite the same. You could get closer. Also, for the record, this is probably the brightest blue out of the out of the 3 that we had at the shop. The others were a little bit darker, so the color isn't even consistent between
But with
models.
all
It would
of
be
the
easier to match the aluminum, I think, to the steel clip than the other way around. And I don't know why
Yep.
they don't just do it.
could be that. Yeah,
You know
definitely.
what I mean? Because you can
I mean-
mix the dye to whatever color you want.
With all the companies out there
Within
still
reason.
powder coating clips as well, like Benchmade still has painted clips for like, yeah, paint it the right color. Who cares? Like seriously, you're CRKT. You got bigger fish to fry than we're like it's.
At least they're using Sandvik for the blade steel. If this could,
CLA. Hello. Sorry, John. I didn't mean to
Nah,
cut you off there.
oh,
Yeah. Fisk is slagging into the design aspect, Joe. If you want to,
Oh, really?
address
that's
that,
funny.
yeah, sure, why not?
signing the handles.
Quick shout out to
Yeah.
Alex Rosen as well.
They yeah, I mean personally I like the really simple like coffin style fairly symmetrical handle shape. I personally really dig it, but it is super stupid simple. 100%.
But it's got all
But-
those arrows and the stepping and the triangular
Well,
pivot.
And you got to keep in mind too, this isn't exactly a new design. Jeff Park's been making them for a few years, so it's not like they
And
used up.
that's more what I was handing over to you to address. Is this
Yeah.
design isn't necessarily CRKT's bread and butter?
No,
It might be a CRKT clip, but it's not their design, at least.
Yeah.
so
What is the fancy
I'm
Stickler clip in particular?
It's honestly, I personally find it kind of gross. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture here. At least,
And second question,
Yeah.
does he recess the screws?
we'll get
was
into
gonna be
that. So
I want your votes, guys. I got a rum, pineapple, and mango drink, and I got some Red Bull, mango Red Bull. Do you think it'll be good? I think I'm thinking about just throwing it in. Are you
And
gonna
by
let-
thinking about, I think you probably just did it.
Well, it hasn't happened yet, but the intrusive thoughts are winning.
intrusive thoughts. Okay, so we're gonna go to a website here called what is it? Fort Henry Customs. So this looks
Don't
like
do that, Paul. you
Too
got
late.
one. You got one vote. No, but it's
I got one vote no, and I already did it.
Black Frost. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Glad you did it.
Well, and I got one vote yes.
it's all it takes, huh?
I mean, my vote counts too, right? I said yes.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
Thanks.
know. I don't know. I'm not getting a great picture of the clip here, but it looks like you would screw into this. Can I get closer? Yeah. You would screw into the top end of the clip through a little spacer, if that's not a 3D node clip, and then into the backspacer.
Well, he had to keep it true to form and make that really bad like bend at the end. That's a hot spot on all the other CRKTs. So
I honestly,
I'm glad he preemptively did that on his custom one, so CRKT didn't have to change that design.
I like that he jimped it for reverse grip, but didn't bother giving it jimping in the forward grip.
didn't give jimping on this version. The only
No.
Well, that's because it's got enough jumping on the flipper tab and the yeah, exactly, on the lock bar.
dude, the lock bar and the custom here. Let me bring that up. Where did that go? Oh yeah, we'll talk about this in a sec here. Missed opportunities, but yeah, that is some pretty aggressive jumping on that custom liner lock. I dig it, but yeah. So anyway, that's the
Cool.
custom.
He's got Hawaii in that little cutout.
Yeah. So
I knew he had something in there, but I couldn't read what it was.
on these guys, not really great lighting here. Let's see. I didn't get a
No.
close-up photo. Did you, Dennis? I can't remember. Anyway.
Yes. I
Cool.
sent you so many goddamn pictures.
That's why I said I couldn't remember. You sent me so many.
Everyone's asking me what my drink tastes like, and I just want to address it and say that it tastes like vacation.
Fair.
Mangoes and pineapples and rum. That's
So there's-
vacation to me.
There's your steel with a lack of anything on it. in either open or close. It's just bare steel. I mean, it would have been a little bit more effort, but they're already making their text so small now. They could have just put parts and Hawaii on the other side, and it would have been kind of cute.
Yeah.
But they didn't
There's
because
no way.
yeah, it's super unfortunate too because I don't know that would have meant less billboarding on the blade still.
Yeah, but then it would have been $140.
Well, what did this knife cost me?
I don't know. Too much.
Well, look,
Sorry, it's actually I shouldn't. I slag because I'm better than that. But it's also not a bad CRKT. This
No.
thing's
Oh, it's nice.
it may not be 3D machined aluminum. I'm pretty sure these guys are either extruded or like die cast or something. But the aluminum is very nice. The consistency between the three models seems to be pretty good. There's a couple points here and there where it's like, oh yeah, that's finessey for you, CRKT. Good job.
such as
Well, we got this little triangular locked-in pivot face on the one side, round for adjustable on the other. But then there's also this super sweet little backspacer with the nice little carve out that I know Dennis has sent pictures of, and I also took pictures of because
So
I'm
did
kind
I.
of impressed. Yeah, I figured. Nice.
so you say impressed.
I for
Correct number 2.
for CRKT, this is pretty good.
No. I got the gripe. For,
Oh, you do?
If you want to throw up a
Oh,
backspacer.
take a look.
You bet.
Take a look at your picture here. Oh, let's get
So-
rid of these guys.
They did it on the stylus. Jeff Park is in it. They actually talk about it in an earlier video. It's like SHOT Show, Blade HQ, something video, whatever type of thing about adding these extra spacers to maximize blade length and get that extra little something on the blade length. And that's why the stylus had it. And that's why this knife has it as well. And they comment on trying to maximize.
I sure wish they did that here. Yeah.
Okay. So I commented on the CEO flipper being 0.03 longer of a blade.
Yep. Well, there.
The handle is 0.3 longer on a Stickler. So they
missed out on a 1/4 inch of blade length they could have had.
well, probably.
No,
Well, I'm
like
just saying they added 0.3 of an inch on the handle to add a 300th of a blade.
Yep.
Is that maximizing your
No.
blade length potential? Want now if it's a clip point, a Persian, something that the blade goes up, you might want a little extra space. But this thing's sphere pointy. I mean, you could probably get away with actually maximizing blade length by, as Joe is looking with his nerdy calipers.
Absolutely.
It's a
But
1/4
we
inch
would-
difference. Like
We were praising Benchmade recently for doing something very similar to relieve the edge so that you don't, or relieve the backspace so you don't hit the edge.
the
I agree with
actual
you that if you're going to maximize the length, you should maximize the length. 100%.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Benchmade did that on the mini bug out on the
Yeah.
new carbon fiber one. Yes, they did, but nowhere in there did they talk about maximizing blade length. They did it to keep everything universal and probably make it cheaper production for the blades
no.
because they're all the same size.
Absolutely. I'm saying your point fully stands, but it also protects the edge a little bit from inconsequential hitting because it's CRKT and sometimes they touch the inside of their knives. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
they sure
Don't
do.
tell me it's a
Good
feature.
idea.
Don't tell me it's a feature when it's not actually a feature.
Now,
Yeah. Tell me what it actually is.
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah,
of
100%.
buzzword.
Yeah.
that being said, think centered. Even as I was adjusting the pivot earlier, applying a little bit more Loctite because this is shaking loose a little bit. It never really fell off center. For CRKT, that's impressive. Which I know it's a low bar. It's a low bar, but it's
Okay,
just
but it
nice to
seems
see.
like consistently with Jeff Park designs, and it's because of how like the blade stock thickness versus spacing he has to work with. They have to be pretty bang on. Same with the stylus. There wasn't a lot of real estate on either side of that blade to be off in the first place. And you wonder how many didn't leave the factory when you're like, oh, scrapey type of thing.
Yeah.
because you don't have a lot of room to work with at that point. So the crossbones has to be good. The
the
Stickler
price
has
point
to
on
be
it?
good.
I was just gonna say I don't think we talked about the price. And actually said what it was. It's
75 bald
yeah,
eagle dollars.
yeah.
Okay.
So
American.
yes,
75 USD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like about a hundo Canadian or so.
Yeah, give
Yep.
or take. Yeah.
Without getting into my conclusion too much, I mean, obviously, I thought it was a decent enough price to get it, but I also really love the aesthetic design here. I love that it's not black. I love that it's bright blue. I think that's super cool. But for me, sure, I like it
I
enough for
did
that.
not expect to like it when I picked it up.
Oh, I'm not done. You guys can be done with your review. I
No,
have
no, no.
more.
No, there's more to talk about, but just briefly about the price. I don't think
price point? Yeah.
I don't think it's out of line for what's here.
No. Well, I do, but cheaper than it should be. That's why it's out of line. It's for
Cheaper
me,
than
at
it should
least.
be. You think it needs to be more expensive?
We talk about Benchmade having bug out pricing. Well, CRKT's got CRKT pricing sometimes. And yeah, this does not line up with and thankfully they've been doing some things that are like, oh, that's what it should be priced instead of, oh my God, what are you charging me for 4116?
Yeah.
Or 140 American for a hatchet with SK5.
You're still on about that. That's
Dude, it's examples. You want more? I'll find
well,
more.
okay,
Like,
okay.
it's
What's the standard crossbones? American.
too much. It's
So you think this is too much? Or do you think this is too little?
yeah. For Oz 8 and aluminum compared to 1227 Sandvik.
Oh,
And
okay.
well,
12
spring
Cs.
assist and cage bearing compared to not cage
Sure.
bearing, stepped aluminum.
Sure. But ultimately,
Work that goes into that knife.
there's not that much different here. Realistically speaking, the steel is very comparable. If you're worried about corrosion resistance and edge retention, they're almost identical.
But how much you're buying it for isn't?
Well, that's why I'm asking what the price
Like,
is.
yeah.
'cause-
It's 94 American for the crossbones, which is actually cheaper than what I thought it was. I
Okay.
actually thought it was over the hundo marker, and I may or may not have been at one point in time.
Right. Okay. So I still think that is a bit out to lunch. I think this could have been maybe $10 more at most, but even then, like, they're both anodized. They both have ball bearings. One has assist, one doesn't, and it's a super easy version of an assist, whereas this one actually has to rely on a detent in order to remain closed.
Do they actually say anywhere that it's anodized?
I think this guy, they say it's anodized. I don't think it's oxide. I think it is, but I'm
I don't
not
think the blue one actually does. And I thought it was anodizing at first, and I still kind of think it is. But part of me is also, what was the copper material that Kershaw uses?
Plastic?
Isn't it PVD coated plastic?
It
though?
is
Yeah.
PVD, yeah.
Bronzy. Yeah.
They both have that similar shimmer to them that I'm not saying 100% one way or
Okay.
the other. I'm just
And they do skirt around the term anodized for sure.
Yeah, I'm actually not finding it on the page here.
yeah.
They talk about it being blue, but yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so it very well may not be anodized. That doesn't really change how I feel
Nope.
about it all that much, to be honest.
It was more just kind of an interesting point that I was like, huh, is that actually?
No, for sure. Yeah, that's a good point to bring up. Yeah, fair enough.
It's not like PVD is something that is known for like chipping or some nonsense,
No.
right?
Well, look at Kershaw's use of it on so many of their frame locks. And just, it's stupid durable. All the cryos we've seen over the years, even the blackwash stuff doesn't look particularly bad once it's been carried for a bit, but the standard stuff even looks decent.
They're all PVD too.
I don't know if someone gave a quick shout out to Cal, but thanks for joining us,
Okay.
Cal.
Cal?
Hello, Cal.
Let's see. What
My
else?
ice
we
cube
got?
like just not melting at all. This thing's ridiculous.
Congratulations.
Yep.
So we were talking about the years of design work involved with this knife. Did it need a lanyard hole on the top of the knife, the front of it, as well as the back of it? Is that
Well, when there were, names and words underneath them that you could see.
Yeah, I appreciate
throw
it
it?
in that regard.
Yeah.
Of like mirroring it so it's the same on both sides, and then using it as a place to put your, you know,
There's another
production.
there's another picture of a different custom. Yeah. Yeah, I really wish they would have done something with it, but that's okay.
But I agree with you. It was my first thought when I saw that knife was why does it have a lanyard on both sides? That's weird.
Well, that way you
That
can
seems
tie
like
it
getting in the way.
around your hand so it doesn't come loose when you're Italian scrapping.
Oh, there you go. You don't want to lose your knife in the woods.
No, never. It's the worst thing that could happen.
So
Well,
I've got
I
a
mean,
slight right.
the knife has arrows. You just have to walk in that direction. You'll find your knife again.
There you go. It's like a compass.
God
You just
awful.
point it in the direction you think you need to go, and you walk that way.
You notice that the arrows are pointing in both directions, Paul. So
I'm aware.
it's a sweet compass.
You heard what I said, right? You point in the direction you think you need to go, and then just walk in that direction.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
I thought so.
Did they always have triangular pivots on the customs too, or is that
I think so. Yeah.
okay?
From all the examples I've seen, it sure seems like they did it that way. There was actually one. I think it was this guy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that one is triangular on the one side, and then keyed on the other. This is that pocket clip that I'm just not crazy about. See if I can. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know if it's titanium that's just stippled, or what the hell's going on, but
It's a little tryptophobic.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I don't like it.
But overall, I mean, if you
Just
wanted a
skinned
custom
a snake
stickler,
and put it on my pocket clip. It's fine. It's fine.
Alex is saying to float the knife on a leaf in a puddle.
oh yeah, I
Is that like
see.
an anime reference or something?
No, it's like a magnetized needle, make a compass on a cork kind of thing.
Call
Yeah.
yourself a bushcrafter, I tell you.
Hey man, I call myself a lot of things.
You sure do. God damn.
So do we.
Yeah, I know.
Shit.
Fisk wants to see Brad Zinker and Parks do a collab.
I didn't
Is
hear
that
that.
what you
What?
said?
Brad Zinker and Jeff Parks do a collab.
Yeah.
It would come out looking like every other knife they've ever made.
It's just this
You
with
wouldn't
speed
you wouldn't be able
holes.
to tell.
It's just this, but titanium and speed holes. That's the only difference.
Did
Those
have
holes?
did have a pretty good picture of in hand. Just
Yes.
as far as you're wondering, 8 inches overall gives you lots of real estate.
Yeah.
Not gonna address that.
No,
Pretty-
you shouldn't.
Yeah, pretty decent grip area on this thing.
Yeah.
If anything, actually, I don't really mind having that extra little bit of space on the back. It does push it a little far forward, but it's not bad. If I'm trying to palm it, kind of thing. But
For all those melons you're testing.
well, okay, and thank you for bringing that up, because in the description they talk about this being like a callback to melon testers and coffin handled jackknives. Yeah, I mean, Tony Bose, Tony Bose. I'm just gonna call him Tony Bose. He
Good old Tony Bose.
good old Tony Bose. Actually, I may as well just look it up right now. It's
What? I don't even know where
If
it's going.
if I look up coffin handle jackknife, go to images. There's plenty by Tony Bose here, and the blade style is extremely reminiscent of what we have going on here. So in terms of
Okay.
it being a callback, I totally get the fuller. I totally get this weird, awkward-looking swedge. Kind of grew on me rather quick. It's a little silly, but a melon tester, it's a little short for that. But it's definitely a an interesting blade shape for sure.
I was gonna say it's like a couple inches short on a melon tester,
I was
but I
gonna say,
understand why you would want to shorten it to make it more palatable to most people's pockets.
oh
Hey,
jeez,
why
well,
are you ignoring the small melons, man? The small melons need to get tested too.
no, they don't. They're not big enough yet.
Yeet.
Get get bigger, then I'll test you.
Abort, abort, abort.
Oh God.
Come back to me when you've got bigger melons.
Well, you didn't have to just say it.
But yeah,
Not
they're
as the semi ashamed owner of a 6-inch tie light. I definitely think that there is room for like kind of how they did a jump bones. They should probably do a Stickler XL.
full-size melon tester.
That'd be kind of cool. Keep it spring assisted because that'd be just weird with a 6-inch blade. But I'd probably buy it too.
You might get me to
Unfortunately,
buy that one. God damn it.
kind of stupid, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
They could come out with a Stickler XM, and it would just be the same size it is right now.
Oh, I hate you.
Just blackwash.
No, I think I prefer the blue. I think I prefer the blue.
You're not running with my squid joke, I tell you.
No.
So we kind of touched on it before, and it just came back up on screen, and it reminded me. I fully understand why the pivot's a triangle, that it locks itself in, all those good things, but I really don't like the triangular pivot. It's
Nope.
the only thing that I'm like, no. And it matches the chevrons. Like there's so many things that it has going for it, and I'm just not on board.
You know what would piss me off is if they had pointed it the other direction so it was opposite on that side of the handle.
Absolutely.
That would have made me very upset. So I'm happy they at least did it this way. But really, you don't like that, huh? Would you have preferred if they had done it on the other side and then left this side round? Because I'll tell you, I don't really mind that, but I think I prefer seeing that.
Oh, the round is gross. I mean, do something better than that. Like, oh yeah, exactly. I'm okay with the triangular. And I think we were talking about it when this knife first came in, is that
It's much better.
at least you have a keyed pivot where I know which one I have to turn.
1,000%. And then
Looking at you, PM2 guys.
it makes so much sense in so many ways. It's just a personal screws aren't triangle. It weirds me out mentality. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. So Dennis seemed to think it was a pro that this was 12C Sandvik over Oz 8. So why is that? Why is that? Why do you think it's a bonus?
Probably quality of the steel overall, consistency at least. I bet you their Oz 8 is.
Yeah, having to resharpen this like 8 different times and reprofile it over and over. This being the original crossbones, to be clear, in order to get to steel that would actually hold an edge like I expect Oz 8 to. That was upsetting.
Well,
I
not just
hope that's not the case here.
Not just that, but straight up what they claim their HRC is. I'm pretty sure that they claim their Oz 8 is not anything to write home about, right?
No, but you can't also push Oz 8 to like super high rock wall to begin.
No, yeah.
And I think 12C even tops out at like 62, but you're getting kind of brittle at that point.
Yeah. I just think between like edge maintenance, like things like that, stability of the edge, stuff like I think Sandvik just is a better choice, regardless of whether it's a comparable steel or not.
Yeah. And I agree.
It wouldn't be comparable in my experience, so I don't like Oz 8 and I do like 12C.
I like certain companies' Oz 8. I'll say that much. I like cold steels.
I don't like cold steels.
Really? Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I bought a tie light and I would use it as a pocket knife at work.
Okay,
and,
the tie light is.
every day.
Well, the tie light's also super thick behind the edge, like
tie light's a
super.
bad example. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm saying my personal experience with both.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Get more use out of your Kobun, and that'll give you a better example because it's a hollow grind at least, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm just saying. I know you have one.
Like Oz 8, AEBL, at 12 and 14 Sandvik, they all have almost exactly the same edge holding at similar hardnesses. So you should see about the same level of performance. But the reason why I wanted to ask you guys about 12C specifically is because you just looking at a steel chart, you wouldn't get that information. You wouldn't know that you could strop 12C back. Like, I don't know if I've ever sharpened this thing, and I've used it as a steak knife on ceramic plates so many nights.
This is why I like 12C Sandvik.
Yeah, it just comes back, and it's really, really, really good for that. So
Yeah,
personally,
like
I still think this. I agree. I think this is an upgrade, but
there's something to be said for on paper compared to like just how it performs type of thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
and realistically speaking, abrasive edge retention. I'm not expecting to do this what D2 will do. I'm not looking for edge holding for zipping through cardboard for hours at a time. This is a light to medium use, just kind of fun to have little knife.
Melons aren't abrasive.
No, they shouldn't be. I mean, the rind maybe slightly, but damn.
I mean, that's some unripe melons you got there.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like
let up-
you wash the dirt off before you cut into it, right?
Why is he growing dirt melons over here?
Dirt.
Don't be hating on dirt melons. I
Don't
call
you-
them potatoes.
Call them potatoes. Gonna
Nice.
dig up some dirt melons.
Yeah.
Oh,
Out of the
dragon,
graveyard.
picture of the dragonfly too. I want to get that in there as well because we haven't done that yet.
Good old draggy.
Yeah.
And this one's actually a pretty good picture. I'll probably use this backdrop on more than one occasion. But yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Bridges the gap.
So, you shut your face.
It's pretty upsetting, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, a little bit.
They're clearly bridging the gap.
Yeah, I know. I hate it.
It is not a dragonfly. It's far from, but
Yeah. Two very
It's-
different names.
it's very much a CEO. CRKT is doing such weird things right now. Like they've got the slimmest knives on the market, and then they have got a ritual. It's like
We
Alan
had
Foltz designed that, okay? Like, the guy that I thought was just like, okay, minimalists are my bread and butter. There's not another knife design that I care about.
and then
Well,
he comes out with a ritual.
Really?
Alan Foltz, designed the minimalist to like out of like saving steel costs, and that's where he got the initial design from, and blah 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 type of thing. So, he's doing a little better for himself. He's got a lot of steel to work with this
Oh,
time.
there you go.
Yeah.
He was just
All
like,
the-
I'm going to use all of this one
It's
knife.
like I got all the steel. Still 12C27, by the way, for the record.
Yeah. Which I think is a decent enough choice for that design, but
Wow, for a pirate sword, it's all
Pirate
right. It's
Yeah.
all right. Yeah.
absolutely.
Ed Backwater says, murder knife with hearts on it. How nice.
Slick for a murder knife. I'd be worried about that coming out of my hand.
The
It's
review's
got enough-
taking a turn.
It's got enough jimping on it. You put it in reverse grip, it's like coffin handled. Why do you think they made coffin handles?
No
Coffin
chimping
handle.
anywhere on here except for the liner lock.
No,
And okay, kind of him.
My first thought was it sounded like a description of Joe. Murder knife, but with hearts on it.
I'll be all excited about it.
That's cats. That's cats
That's cats. 100% that's cats.
with hearts.
Oh.
You want them to have hearts.
For now.
I'd grab my cat for the camera, but she's asleep. I don't want to bug her. Maybe later. I was gonna say another aluminum handled
Why
kind
have
of.
an animal if you're not going to bug them?
Well, see, there's a scratch running right down my eye here. I don't know when I got it. Apparently, I was asleep when she caught me across the face, and I didn't remember.
She just walked up
I-
and
what?
slapped you in the melon.
Oh no, she
Oh,
did it
dude.
slow. She was sitting there
Just.
and
Excellent.
then walked away.
She's like, wake me up again. Do it. I dare you.
Yeah. All I'm saying is she has her methods of getting revenge, and I feel she's out of warning shots. Oh,
Fisk is saying the Scotch Brite is going to my head. He might be right.
yeah.
So, final thoughts, tallies.
I mean,
It-
I was excited about this thing. I was excited enough about it to buy it as soon as I put it in my hand.
I didn't think I was gonna like it at all, and it surprised me.
I thought it was going to be another version of a CEO.
And you were kind of right.
and It was, but it's probably the best looking blade shape for a CEO so far. So
this blade shape kind of reminds me. I forget which company it is that makes. It's almost like a Swiss Army style knife that has this kind of blade shape where it's like wide at the front and then tapers down.
You mean
It might
Spyderco?
be. No,
I don't know, but this has some Bob Terzola blood groove elements to it as well.
yeah.
No,
It's almost like one of like the hunting skinning blades, maybe.
I think I know what you're talking about, though.
And-
Well, no,
and Fisk-
they're.
Go ahead, Joe.
I was just gonna say the Victorinox locking the soldier or whatever. It has kind of a similar, kind of the ramp up and then it sweeps down. Then there's a bit of a dip towards the tip as well. That might be what you're thinking of. Anyway.
Yeah, Fisk. The only reason the enthusiasm ends up being a 7 is because Joe likes this knife. It's
My enthusiasm was going to be like a 4 or a 5. But
She
it's
came over to say hi.
Probably a 7 then. Maybe even an 8.
Dude. It's getting a 8 or a 9 for me. Like, this wouldn't be my first pick for a lot of things, but it's just such a nice little piece. I don't know.
I am going to give it. I would say I was going to give it at least 3 ticklers, but I'm a stickler for a tickler. So I don't
Stickler
know
for tickler.
if I can. I don't know if I can give it 3
One of
ticklers.
them-
It's
One of
yeah.
them tickler sticklers.
I mean, if it's a George kind of stickler, it's more than a Kramer. If it was a
It's a
Kramer
stickler for a
kind of
tickler.
stickler,
Kramer's I don't know. Kramer's kind of fucked up, man. Yes.
I wouldn't be as much of a stickler for a tickler if it was a lane. It's
Awful. Just god awful.
no, Fisk, we don't.
I don't know.
I don't like with the authority that you answered that question.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of my concern too.
Oh, great, she's chewing my feet.
Well, it's mainly the term "good" that is.
That's if by good you mean bad, and by bad you mean good.
None of it really is. Yeah. So.
And back where fell asleep on the couch with an open folder in his hand. His wife took it out of his hand with a pair of kitchen tongs.
Yep.
Good for her. That's the right way to do that.
Smart.
Yeah.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
So, okay, competitive options from other companies.
Oh, we're still talking about this knife? Jesus Christ.
I have to say, competitive options, they all come from CRKT right now.
Well,
And the fact from Benchmade.
Yeah. Don't you have a Voking knife that doesn't exist anymore? That's a competitive option. That's
with M390 in titanium, and that's like a 0.1 ounce heavier. Yes, I actually weighed both of them earlier, but yeah.
And
Very
good luck
similar.
finding one. Maybe finding one. Maybe they're back.
So,
who knows?
Well, I've seen smaller versions. Oh, okay. There is actually a cheaper version of this knife that uses 12C Sandvik that I have seen periodically.
Really now.
That actually might be a competitive option. I just don't know if Stedman is, or Stedman, Voking, whoever is producing these right now, but I know that they have been available, and I have seen them listed within the last couple of weeks.
Voking first or last name?
What's that?
So it is Voking first or last name?
I don't know, but the other name's Stedman, so don't worry about
Both. It's
Well,
and it's the third, by the way. It's Voking the third. It's
Voking. That's Twice as many voking.
Good luck guessing nationality.
I'm gonna say Australian.
That was the least offensive answer you probably could have chose.
Like a bullet dodged, but in the weirdest way possible. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're right.
The best part is, you want to know my mentality on that? There's a UFC champion named Volkanovski. So similar.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, I know we got topics, so
Indeed. Go buy this. It's a pretty nice knife. It's very blue. It's very blue.
If you like,
If you would like to be blue,
if you'd
that
like a
would be-
CEO that you're not 100% disappointed with, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
no, I gotta agree.
Buy a Stickler.
the only thing I want in a CEO is a D2 blade, and I'd buy one.
Oh, you can buy an exclusive, can't you?
Exclusive compact with S35. It's fine.
I don't care about the compound.
Not even a little bit.
Too small.
That's funny because that one grew on me a little bit. Like, yeah. Anyway,
It's cute.
It's cute, but no.
I personally think if you like the platform, the skinny on the CEO, and you haven't pulled the trigger on one, skip a CEO and just buy this. You'll be happier.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Or I'm just talking about my ass.
If you ever need
yeah.
somewhere to stick a ferro rod, you've got the lock bar, so like you're set.
Yeah.
Well, and you can hang it from one of the 9 lanyard holes that it's got milled through it. So
Perfect.
it's
It's a mountain climbing knife now.
There's 5 lanyard holes at most. Come on now.
There's 5. It's because they didn't skeletonize the inside of it.
I know. Oh, where's the fifth?
In the flipper tab.
Well, that's number 4.
What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and I guess you could use the pocket loop too. 6.
Okay, I wasn't counting both ends as 2.
Oh.
They're individual holes. You could double down.
Oh, wait,
You could
no,
get a pair of
wait.
nunchuck lanyards.
No,
going through it.
I was wrong. Not counting the pocket clip. There's only the one here because it's only yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.
And then you add the pocket clip for 5. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I said 9. I'm sticking with it.
Dennis is gonna get a drill out and make
Double down. It's gonna be 2.2 ounces by the time I'm done with it.
I am not a liar.
It is no longer assisted, but them's the breaks.
Joe,
Oh.
I apologize. This is your knife, but it's
Nope. You're gonna pull it. You're gonna do a fact, aren't you? You're just gonna mill out these little grooves right out of it.
Skeletonized Stickler.
Oh, now I'm sad.
it's a skinny stickler.
Hmm?
They skinny modded it. It's like,
Blade chops next mod. I'm in
Yeah.
for it.
yeah, for sure.
I think that's about it for this guy. Like you
All
said.
right. Yeah, it was about it a while ago. So
Yeah, that's all right. All right, let me clear this crap so we have room for the topics.
Topics. We've got topics.
well, we have at least one that we can get through. I don't know if
Yep.
we'll get through a second one, but
That's fair. We're gonna start with what I assume we were both on the same page about.
yeah,
Okay. There's a knife out there in the wilds called the Dalara or the Dalara Rescue. And I don't think, when we first saw these available for us to pick up, I don't think either one of us kind of knew what they really were. I don't know if you would agree with me there.
Well, if Joe were to bring up, I believe it's the first picture on the topics.
With the two knives together?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And there we
Yeah. What stood out to me when I got the other version of the Dalara
go. Nice.
is it's got the hard plastic handle that you would see on an old school Salt series fixed blade. That's not rubber. That's not like they call it like it's the bidirectional, but it very reminiscent of an Atlantic Salt or something. Not the Atlantic's a folder. What is it? The one I'm thinking of, the
I know.
Aqua Salt.
Aqua Salt, I think we were talking about recently.
Anyway, or the Enough handles in the
yeah.
V10. Yeah.
It also reminds me of even the Waterway to a certain degree.
The handle lines towards the blade too. Kind of reminds me of is it the Temperance that has that kind of sweep up in front of the blade?
Yeah, very much so. The handle has very much a Temperance style handle to it, for sure.
I haven't
If
thought
you
about
brought
that
it
knife
up
in
a
a long
Temperance,
time.
I'm curious about that. I haven't thought about it until you actually brought it up. What I was curious about, and I didn't bring that up either, but I'm going to see if I can dig it out while we're chatting here. So, but
Well, here's a Temperance fixed blade. Oh, we don't have a zoom picture available. There's a Temperance 2, and there's the little Temperance 3.
Yeah, not too dissimilar. Slightly less rounding on the butt end, but
I could have sworn there was another. Yeah, that's the little Temperance that I was thinking of. The little green-handled guy. Yeah, that weird monstrosity.
Black Frost, have a good night, brother. Glad you could join us. Have fun in BC working. I'm sure there's a story there we'll hear about. So,
indeed.
yeah. That one looks less like this knife.
Oh.
than
I'm talking.
Is,
I'm specifically just talking about like this area in here, right in front, the way it sweeps up, compared to. Yeah.
Oh, you mean on the like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That little area just kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't get a picture of, but how's that for a blade similarity?
Yeah.
There you go.
There's that.
Huh.
So I didn't really think about it until as we were chatting here, but we were looking at blade similarities.
It kind of reminds me of the Centofonte as well a little bit.
Yeah.
In the blade.
Yep. A lot of similarities there.
Yeah.
So
especially even in the hollow and stuff like that, because these guys are both hollow too.
So Paul, I don't know if you wanted to go into a little something on this knife.
Indeed. I actually learned something that in what we were talking about, I learned that we may have been a little bit off on our estimation as to who this individual was.
Well, the toad was Dalton, not Dalara.
Exactly.
Yeah. I knew that was a mistake.
The Beholder toad.
Beholder, yeah.
But yeah, New York City police officer John Dalara, who lost his life on 9/11. They apparently was a lifelong Spyderco collector and probably part of the group that gets their monthly Spydercos kind of idea.
Well,
because they say here that he.
That's kind of how it works, but not really. Anyway, continue on.
Yeah, they get every new model that comes out.
It's a monthly Spyderco.
Yeah. I mean, it's Spyderco, so it might be a couple years.
That's exactly the joke I was about to make. It's like monthly, we mean you'll get it in about 2 years, but yeah.
It's the monthly club in name only. Yeah.
But one of those style of collectors that literally has most, if not every, Spyderco that exists, kind of idea.
There's a VIP membership that's involved. Yeah.
So, so this gentleman was honored in the naming of this knife for the sacrifices he may have made on September 11th, 2001.
Indeed. So they came up with a normal one, being the one I've got in both plain edge and half serrated. I didn't have the option to get a plain edge, so I went with half serrated. They were released in 2004.
Yeah.
For these guys.
A couple years after.
Now one thing I've noticed, and Paul, I don't know if you've noticed this or not. But one of the main things I've noticed with these two knives in particular, yours doesn't have a Spyderco symbol.
Oh shit, mine doesn't have a Spyderco. Not on the blade. Yeah, not on the blade.
Nope, sure doesn't. And I looked it
Oh.
up in a couple different things, and I tried to look at left and right and blah 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 type of thing. And yeah, straight up from the factory, the rescue version did not have a Spyderco logo on it for some reason.
Have you looked up a Spider Wiki
Is
to
it
see if
because of the
there's a
way
reason for
that
that?
they're
Haven't looked up Wiki. I just went into images and did find actual Spyderco catalog images of both left and right. And yeah, for some reason.
is there maybe something in the way that they apply that logo to the blade that they didn't want on a rescue knife, maybe? Like
They do
something
it.
that would be more likely to rust in the presence of blood or other fluids, or maybe it's a spot for bacteria to grow and you don't want that.
I don't know how far back their rescue knives go, but I'm pretty sure their rescue knives go back into the 90s, and they had Spyderco symbols
Oh, fair enough.
on them. Yeah.
So
Because this is a C, as you mentioned before, this is a C80, and the C rescue or the rescue knives are before 80, so 82. Yeah.
Yeah, these
Well,
are at 82.
yeah, so
That's what I mean. Yeah. The other rescue knives, the assist and the actual
gotcha.
rescue, I believe are prior to, if I remember
I got
correctly. I could be wrong, but I'm doing a little bit of a search here. So
oh, I forgot about the World Trade Center. I've actually seen photos of this in people's collections. Let me see if I can drop this in.
Forgot about the World Trade Center.
no, there was
Yeah.
a Dell exclusive Spyderco knife.
Oh, okay.
This one here. Ah, I can't zoom in. Oh, let's do this. So if you notice, they actually replaced the bidirectional texturing with a spider web motif, and then they have the towers in the center there, and then they have the Spyderco logo on the reverse. There's still no bug on this. Instead, they have the year in the place of the bug, and it came with a display case. But I actually can't find.
So the original rescue was C45. So
Okay.
many models before that. Now here's a cool little tidbit of history as I was just looking up some garbage. What was the Dodio was C80?
C80, yeah.
Para
Yeah.
2 was C81. Dalara was C82.
Yes.
The assist, which is the rescue version with the window punchy whistle thing on the back,
Yeah.
was C79.
Sure was.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So it came out right before the Dodo PM2 and then Dalara. So yes, and for the record,
That knife
also
is
had
so ugly, but at the same time, I want one.
The assist.
Yeah.
It's
so anyway, yes, there is
You actually can see it in this picture here of the World Trade Center knife, that the clip has got a kind of a bronzy color to it as well.
Mhm.
Because they've actually heat treated the clips at this point. I guess previous to this, they weren't doing that. And so therefore you could run the risk of bending out a wire clip fairly easily, I would imagine.
yeah,
That's-
they were
that's
saying it's not just aesthetic, they're actually heat treated, and it was like a big claim in their write up now. So
Yeah, off the bottom of their write-up, they talk about it.
interesting.
Oh, they don't actually say it for the FRN though. They do say it on the other one. Also, there's two Dalaras that I can see. There's the one that you have, there's the rescue that I have, and then there's the three.
The
Neither one
Dalara
of
3,
ours.
yeah.
Neither one of ours calls themselves the one or the two. They're the same part number, if I'm not mistaken. They're both
yes,
282s.
yeah, but they came
So
out with another blade shape, was it? And
Um,
re-released it as a sprint, or it only lasted for 2 years or something like that. I can't remember.
It looks like a G10 handle with a ceramic ball.
I remember the Dalara 3. It wasn't that long ago.
I'm looking that one up
Yeah.
right just to see if there's a variation picture.
But Spyderco just doing that thing where they're like,
Oh.
we haven't named these in this convention, but
The-
all of a sudden here, we're going to give you the three.
The 3's in S30V
Okay,
as opposed
that's
to
nice.
the VG10.
Yeah,
Is it G10 handle?
because they were asking
Or is
$300
it-
for the ceramic ball. They had to put S30 in it so that they could at least justify the $300 price point.
You're not wrong.
No, I know. So the other thing I want to know,
There it is. Yeah, G10 handles, ceramic ball.
Nice. They lost the contouring though in the G10, which makes me kind of sad.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to look up and I can't find it off the top of my head, but Joe, you might have a better connection. When did they come out with the sheep's foot griptilian? It was 2004?
I want to say the first version was 154 cm. I don't think they had it back when it was prior 154. I actually don't know offhand.
So while you
Well,
look
2001 was the original grip.
okay.
Yeah. Just seeing if I can look up any history.
Are you
on
wondering
it.
if Benchmade was like, "Oh, I like that blade shape"? I wonder.
Used with kind permission from Spyderco.
Yeah.
Said it for years.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They
Yeah.
came out the same year.
Is that why they discoed the Dalara eventually?
Well, they had to change it from the hologram first, right? Because this guy has got a nice hollow on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty severe. Slicey.
Anyway, something I was just thinking about when I thought about the similarities to the sheep's foot grip is they may or may not have been released the same year. They were got permission from Spyderco to use the whole and released a knife that looked just like the one Spyderco released.
Evidently,
maybe the whole thing was with kind permission.
Evidently, the griptilian came out in 2001. It says. So
the original grip.
The original grip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that might line up. I mean, it would make sense.
But I can't it was the sheep's foot, I think, was second, and then the Ritter grip was third. And I can't remember what order they went in. It might have been 2002 for the sheep's foot and 2004 for the Ritter grip, if I remember correctly. We had a history of this. You could go back and watch one of our first freaking videos, and we had a history on the griptilian.
Well, it would be amazing if Spyderco stole it from Benchmade. They're like, you can use our Spider Hole Fine. Oh, that blade looks nice. Let's see that.
I might have something here. Just give me
and then they had just come out with a 79 assist sheep's foot, and the rescue had been out for a while, and they were like, yeah, we'll do the rescue version just like the one we just made, and we'll do a sheep's footy just like we let Benchmade do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I have a USB here. Just give me one sec. Okay. This is relevant.
While Joe does that, I'm going to talk about the fact I said before they should replace the Mannix with this handle. What if they replace the stretch handle with this?
With the contouring?
The contouring and the ball lock.
Oh, dude, fuck yeah! I would own a stretch tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey,
well,
okay.
Is it a straight spine stretch or is it an actual stretch?
Oh, straight spine, obviously.
Okay, so lightweight PM2 is what you're looking for with
with a ball lock, yeah. You got me.
yeah. We don't want to stretch it all.
Can I get it in KC92? Just if we're fucking reaching for the stars here?
Well, it's a stretch. Of course you can.
There you go. I'm just going to take this handle from over here and this one from over here.
What do you think we're talking about? A PM2? Come on. It's a completely different thing. It's a straight spine stretch with a ball lock.
You're a ball lock.
I got nothing. Joe says it's relevant, but then he's not saying shit. So that's
no, I'm reading, man. The file that I was looking for is here, but I need to find the actual page. So I may or may not have access to a repository of Benchmade catalogs dating back most of the company's history. I was hoping I'd be able to quickly zip through this to find the word
Joe?
reptilian, but it doesn't seem like it's available here.
You've said a lot of nerdy things to me over the times that we've known each other. That is the nerdiest.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Would you like would you like the files at some point?
Yes, please.
Okay. So apparently they were released 2001. I'm looking through the 2001 catalog, and I'm not, unless they took a very slightly different form, I'm not seeing it here. So I'm going to look at 2002 in a sec.
I think this has gone down a rabbit hole that no one cares about anymore.
Dick Richards is commenting on the ball lock here as well, and I would like to address that a little bit
We should talk about
because
that then.
I had my own issue with that, and did some deep diving myself down. I was in the Spyderco forums. I was on Blade forums, places I never go because I was that frustrated with this knife not working properly. And I figured out finally after a bunch of time that the piston that holds the spring doesn't actually sit at all within its own channel that it moves in. So if the alignment goes off at all in that axis, you no longer have access to that channel. And that's why the knife locks up.
So
Literally figured that out and then opened my knife and closed it and it realigned itself. Like I didn't do anything to fix the knife.
So easiest way for explain it to people is like peg in a hole, and literally it's a peg in a hole, and if it goes up or down of the hole, it's not gonna go in, and it needs to be able to peg in
And
the
it
hole.
only needs to be a fraction of a millimeter to be off.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, be careful with them ball locks.
Good times. Good times.
Don't lube them because if you lube them when you flick them open, the ball moves ever so slightly farther forward, and that can jar things.
Make it slidey. It
That's not great.
Yep, sure did.
extra
Sure did.
slidey. All right. Yeah. Anyway, cool little part of history. Paul and I got some cool scores there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the first thing was the handle. As soon as we noticed the handle, you were like, whoa, that's super, super cool that it's like the hard shelly.
Contour.
In my mind, if you're doing 3D injection molded polymer, that's what you need to be doing with 3D injection molding.
I agree
Like,
with you.
goddamn.
I agree. And also I now have a fully serrated knife, so I don't know what it's going to get used on, but
You'll report back with your findings?
yeah, it's scary. I'm probably never going to.
We never do. We never do.
No, I still haven't taken apart my rook.
I like spidey edges, but all I have is this tiny little cricket.
Well, and also, is it just me, or did their teeth used to be more aggressive than they are now?
Maybe. I've sharpened these a few times, so I can't tell from what's in front of me, but
I don't know. The only
no,
serrated
my
Spyderco
tenacious
I own-
teeth were kind of nasty too.
Yeah, the only Spyderco I own is the same knife you own with serrations. So, oh, no, that's not true. I got a salt knife somewhere. I'm not looking. Whatever. I know it's not down here, so whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
It also, it's a rescue knife that doesn't have a glass breaker on it, so.
Don't worry, that was
Pro, because I'm probably never going to need it. Pro.
Here's hoping. Here's hoping. For the record, the first instance I can find a Griptilian with a hole in it is in the 2003 catalog, but it's a round hole. It's the oval hole with the
Yeah.
chamfering.
Yeah. That still was permission from Spyderco to use the round oval one.
Really?
Yep.
Because they claimed at one point that they had it trademarked, whatever, right? Or not trademarked, patented.
Yeah, I didn't specify round for the longest time.
The original patent does, though.
Does it?
I think it does, yeah. I don't know. That's weird. That's murky.
Where's Fisk when you need him?
Anyway,
You can't patent it, for God's sakes.
No, but you sure as shit can trademark it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought you'd like the little nugget of I don't know why yours doesn't have a spider.
Yeah, that's super weird. We never actually answered that question, did we?
No,
No,
but we don't know. We just don't know.
Yeah, I dug into the wiki here. I can't find any mention of a missing bug or anything weird with the logo. I might need to read more carefully later, but I can't see anything.
I'm pretty
talking about it.
sure you got a fake. We got it from the same guy. Sold one of us a fake, one of us a legit one.
Clearly, he likes one of you more than the other.
Yeah,
Wow.
clearly. To be fair, I actually kind of had first kick of the can here, and I was like, I like these both. I like the blade shape and the half serrated better, but fully serrated, I kind of want to lean this direction. And then a Dodo came available, and I spent too much money.
Yeah, screw you all off.
No. All right. Let's sum up this gravy train. Yeah, and to sum up our earlier review, that was a sweet 2023 preview, because that's what
Is
they're
that what
still
that is?
calling. Yeah, they're gonna re-release this Knife at the SHOT Show. It's gonna be awesome. But that just means that our video hopefully just gets more views, because it's literally the first video on YouTube other than CRKT's previews that they've come out with. So
I have a knife in my hands from the future.
Jeff Park went to the future to design it.
That explains
Did
all
he
the
go
silly
back to the
coins.
future?
He may have gone
That's
back.
That's what took them so long.
There you go.
Not as long as Spyderco. So I mean, what do they really know about time travel?
Yeah, go back and tell me when you find a better clip.
Fantastic.
Or at least the right color.
Stanson's asking me how many small teeth are between the large ones on the Spyderco. 2.
Twat.
There's not 3.
What's that? Small
There's
teeth?
3.
What are you talking
There's 3 tiny teeth and then a big
Oh, teeth.
scallop. And then 3
Okay.
tiny teeth and then a big scallop.
Yeah, but I figured that.
That's a
yeah, I
tooth.
guess you're right.
Teeth are pointy.
I was counting cutouts.
Oh. Yeah, no, two small cutouts between big
Yeah,
ones.
yeah. But he does ask teeth, so I was counting the wrong thing. I really want to cut something with this just to see what it will do.
You have arms, don't you?
Yes, and I'd like to keep it that way.
I heard there was an empty Red Bull mango can. Come on.
It's not mango, it's peach nectarine.
Oh.
Well, then it's
Cool.
no good then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's no good to us.
Don't do that. Stop doing that. All right. Let's get the hell out of here before Paul does something he regrets.
I
No,
might
I'm
regret it. Damn.
It's been an hour and a half. I'm sure we've regretted something already. So,
Well, more than
Okay.
likely.
all right, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. Thank you to the Cutting Edge for giving us that sweet 2023 preview. I'm glad we could get it
Just out of
along with
curiosity,
everyone else. Yeah.
2023 preview. Does that mean they only released this batch and then you're not going to see it again until 2023?
I don't know. Does
Or
it
is
say
it
add the
released
cards right
on
now on
something?
the? Yeah, it sure does.
So-
So by that batch, you mean a lot of them.
Yeah. I'm just not
100,000
sure
on the first
if you
order.
only get like the one order and then we won't see them again until 2023, or if it'll be a continuous thing.
They haven't said anything.
Yeah,
They have not.
I guess it'll depend on how fast they sell.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, when it comes to the preview of 2023, some models were ready and some models are not ready for the preview of 2023. So, I mean, they're smocking it up.
They're kind of smocking it. They're half smocking.
They're half smocking it. Yeah.
They're half smog.
But it's the pocket clip half. So,
Mm.
not the good side.
You don't think this is the good side of the releases they've got coming? Come on.
No, the smock half.
The smock ass?
If it's half a smock,
I
it's not the
guess.
good half of a smock.
What's the good half of the smock? Blade?
And the button lock and the flipper tab. It's not the freaking pocket clip. Oh man,
It sure as shit at the pocket clip on the
this
front.
analogy is deteriorated so badly. Thanks, Cutting Edge.
Yeah.
Also, go follow us on Instagram. Something might actually happen here in the not too distant future. Genuinely, it's on my mind.
Genuinely, I've thought about being a better YouTuber.
Yeah, I've
And
thought about it.
thinking about being a better YouTuber makes me feel a lot better about myself.
Yeah.
Feel
Think
called
about
out.
how good I could be.
Hey, man. You know, the AC is off in my apartment right now. It is very warm, and it just got a whole lot warmer in here.
It's
but yeah,
one of these. Yeesh. Yeesh.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I got
Uh,
them leaves. Come on, guys.
also, thank you to everyone on Patreon who's subscribed. Monthly, we will be giving you a thank you back. 2023 Christmas, is that what we were saying? I don't
That's what
know.
I'm saying.
Yeah. Numbers don't mean anything anymore on this channel. It's so
It's a 7 out of 10. What the hell do you care?
it's a 7 out of 10. I give our contest a 7 out of 10. That's yeah.
So highly
You're
rated.
generous.
Yeah. And I guess lastly, Facebook. No, we don't do Facebook. YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, all the good things.
I'm concerned that you forgot. But
I don't know what kind of platforms we're even on anymore.
Same ones. Hasn't changed.
I'm acting like that's the other half of the smock over here. It's by that I mean the half that took Spyderco 2 years.
hey,
Oh.
I'm taking some heat from Ben now too. God damn it. Said I'd post something 6 months ago. So yep, got to be consistent.
Well,
Yeah,
if you
that's
say it
on
enough,
par with my consistency.
you know, if you say a word enough times, it loses all meaning. Paul's working on it.
We're halfway there. I think.
Sometimes. Can we go, please? It's very warm in here.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We will be back again next Friday. Yeah, we are next Sunday. I don't know what days mean nothing either. Numbers don't mean anything. Days don't
No.
mean anything.
Not next Sunday.
I don't know.
So that's the
Not
one
next
right.
Sunday.
No,
All
but the
right.
one after.
We'll be streaming remote from across the country, but we'll still be here. So that'll be a good time. So.
Indeed.
All right, yeah, we're taking a break next Sunday. Got to do some things, personal, family, all that fun stuff. Thanks for joining us. We will see you again in a couple weeks here. I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I am the Aaron Joe.
XL.ca.
Thanks again for joining us, guys. We'll see you next time. Maybe we won't be smocking it up.
Well, maybe we'll be sticklering it up.
Something's gonna stickle.
Stickler tickler.
Yeah, it's a stickler tickler.
I don't know if I'm a stickler for a tickler.
But are you a tickler stickler?
He likes to tickle with a stickle.
I